You're not going to be perfect in your communication. You're not going to be perfect in your thoughtfulness. You're not going to be perfect in your gentleness. You're not going to be perfect in your kindness. You're not going to be perfect in your consistency. But the hope I have is that because you know the Lord, at least you will grow.
Yeah. It's so fun. How do you do that? Like, what is Jackie like as a mom? We know what Jackie is like as a teacher. We know what you're like, even as a friend, you're protective, right? Very caring, very honest. That's what I get from you. And I feel like even just as a person, like Jackie is not about to, like you said, I'm not going to be smiling at you and care now. I'm going to say hi, whatever.
I'm going to keep it
But
cute.
what is Jackie like as a mom?
I am continuing to learn how to be a mother. I think motherhood is difficult for many reasons, but I think for me, it has a level of difficulty because the Lord is requiring, like the kind of mothering he's requiring of me is a mothering I didn't receive. And so it's like I'm trying to be something I don't have a model for.
Wow.
And so I think I'm a weak mother. You know, I'm a dependent mother. I'm a prayerful mother. I think I'm not the cutesy mother. I'm not finna hang out with y'all. I'm not finna take y'all to the park all the time. I'm not finna, make cookies and all the things. But I'm cool with y'all being in my space.
Yeah.
I'm cool with you climbing on top of me and asking me 1,000 questions. I'm cool with y'all. Like my kids stay in my room because there's this element where I believe that a part of what I want to cultivate is even if we don't talk, I want us to be around each other. I want us to be okay with that so that when they're 20, 30, 40, there's still this desire to just be around and not just meet each other as siblings.
Yeah.
And so I'm a discerning mother. The Lord is constantly showing me things about my children that I need to pray for in advance. And so I'm always processing, thinking, what seeds can I plant now in anticipation of the temptations that you'll have then?
Wow.
And so I'm not ignorant to what they will struggle with that they have no awareness of now.
That's good.
Stuff like that.
Because you're already interceding.
Got to.
Yeah. It's amazing.
Because I mean, the same warfare on us is on them. The enemy is playing for keeps.
Yeah.
And there is no way that me and Preston are going to be first generation Christians in this capacity in our families. And there is not going to be an extreme and intense attack on our children, especially when our children carry our same genes and therefore are bent in the same direction ministry wise, whether that's creativity, whether that's discernment, whether that's evangelism, whether that's teaching. They're going to have those same giftings. And so he wants them to be destroyed. And I'm not ignorant of that.
This episode is great, right, friend? I know. Join me for more episodes just like this one in my Patreon community. That's patreon.com/yourfriendtrend. I cannot wait to connect with you in real time. Speaking of picking it back to criticism, what criticism have you received most recently from one of them?
My kids?
Yeah. Because kids criticize you.
Probably Eden saying that I didn't care about something because she wanted me to tell Autumn to do something. And I was like, I'm not worried about that right now. And then she ran and was like, Mommy doesn't even care. And I was like, if I didn't care, you wouldn't have a house. If I didn't care, you wouldn't have dinner. If I didn't care, you wouldn't have clothes. Like, let's be clear. But Eden has she has a justice bent and she has a strong memory. And so I realized she said that I didn't care because maybe 6 months ago, 3 months ago, I often will say, I don't care, because it's like they always got an issue. There's always some type of tension. And so she's kind of taken that to heart that what she cares about, I don't care about.
Gotcha.
So which told me that I need to stop saying that because the enemy is going to twist that thing in her mind and make her think that I actually don't care about stuff that I should care about.
That's good. Yeah. That's a good revelation too.
Yeah.
That's beautiful. So during the sabbatical, I'm sure that you and Preston were able to, reconnect all the things. You guys work together. It's a lot.
Yeah.
So how was it for you guys in terms of like ignoring the criticism, ignoring the noise, focusing in on your spiritual, your mental, your emotional health?
Yeah.
I saw you guys had a beautiful trip at some point. How was all of it?
I mean, marriage is hard. It's beautiful, but it's hard. And I think the sabbatical wasn't any different than what we've been doing as far as trying to work on us, trying to work on ourselves as individuals. I think if we want to talk about criticism, I think the interesting thing about marriage is how much you have to guard yourself from criticizing your spouse. And because the more you criticize your spouse in your heart and your mind, you're going to move that way. And the Lord really just had to show me, like, you need to change how you think about Preston.
That's good.
Like, literally actively. How are you actively thinking about him? Because the way you actively think about him shows up in the way you treat him.
That's so
and
good.
The way you pray for him and the way you discuss him with your friends. And so I think I'm learning how critical I can be about him and vice versa, and how some of that is fear, some of that is flesh, some of that are implanted thoughts about your spouse that you actually need to cast out. And so we've both been trying to work on how to think well of each other.
That's good.
With stuff.
That's really good. That's a conviction for me too.
Yeah.
Because I really love Brandon. He is Brandon is a really beautiful man, right? But if he does something, and this is what my marriage counselor told me, I make him that whatever he does. Does that make sense? So like if he was, I don't know, if he didn't put gas in my car, I don't know, because he put gas. I don't know, go to the gas station. So let's just say that, right? I will treat him like he did put gas in my car, if that makes any sense. And that becomes who he is versus a mistake that he made.
A moment.
Yeah, the moment becomes who he is. And so that's something that I've been constantly working on too, because I think too, just being so familiar with being treated good, not even just from my spouses, I would even say friends. Like we get so familiar with good, and a lot of people don't experience goodness. They just don't experience it. And I think you can just become so familiarized with having it good that you
become entitled.
You become entitled. Yeah, and it can be very toxic to your marriage. Yeah.
Because I mean, we're married to sinners, and we know that, but it's like a legitimate thing. Like, you are a sinful human being.
Yeah.
And even being sinful doesn't even mean just sinfulness, but fragility. You're not gonna be perfect in every way. Like, you're not gonna be perfect in your communication. You're not gonna be perfect in your thoughtfulness. You're not gonna be perfect in your gentleness. You're not gonna be perfect in your kindness. You're not gonna be perfect in your consistency. But the hope I have is that because you know the Lord, at least you will grow.
Yeah.
At least you will ascend past the place that you are now, and vice versa. So.